Oh, I don't know, just casually scrolling through Facebook and someone pointed out an email or a letter from the Epstein file. So let's just, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know, maybe just take a look at it. The Honorable Jeffrey Berman. What did he do with this information? United States Attorney for the District of Southern, United States Attorney for the Southern District of New York, which is funny because I reported this to the United States Attorney uh, in New Haven, Connecticut, and they didn't do shit. Let's see what it says. Redacted. Surprise, surprise. Redacted. Shocker. And her husband are leaders of a prostitution and child molesting and sex trafficking syndicate known as the Ashley Madison Network. A large majority of the funding for said network is held in the accounts of capital investors and property they have acquired. Much of the property is used to house people with radio transmitters. These transmitters send off a signal of RF and audio and video that are used to make people receive the signal in a way that interferes with their central nervous system. That sounds so familiar. Gosh, what a coincidence. Almost verbatim. Holy crap. These transmitter people use extensive conditioning techniques to make people experience tactile, auditory, and visual hallucinations. It is used extensively to molest children. These transmitters often are readily visible from the street. Sorry, I have a hard time reading because my screen is cracked to shit. Visible from the street as satellite dishes. Okay. Between the radio signal that is recorded of a person near a transceiver and the conditioning, people who hear the transmission begin to experience sensations similar to the person who made the recording. What? The ham radio technique makes it seem as though people are hearing voices and feeling the hallucinations that often resemble sexual interactions with other people. The technology is what was used to communicate and harass Jeffrey Epstein while in prison. Driving people to commit suicide is a common practice with these transmitters. So, interesting. That's interesting. They also frequently attempt to replicate break-ins and home invasions. For some reason, people who have them meddle in the lives of others and attempt to cause as much harm as possible. So I've been reporting EMF weapons for 10 years, asking people to look into Lockheed Martin. This is obviously being covered up at the highest levels, and I don't know if we get to see a signature at the bottom of this, but they just said that this technology is what made Jeffrey Epstein kill himself. Like, what? Capital firms and private capital corporations hold most of the funds that are used by this system. Blank from blank has been involved for many years. Yeah, I said investigate Rob McGuckin and Rand Blazer with Apex Systems on assignment and all their fucking clients. He allegedly proves the lending of capital he knows should not be approved from blank, and he has directed other employees to participate in fraudulent transfers that facilitate the illicit movement of capital. The entire Blank family is involved. Blank has been molesting children using the radio and using the associated network of child molesters for decades. Almost all the family's wealth is derived from this network. Enjoy those gift cards, faggots. They have recently amassed tens of millions of dollars of real estate in recent months from transactions with other beneficiaries. Their children, Blank and Blank, are also involved. Blank used to live in the transmitter apartment next door to mine. I saw her in it having a meeting with Blank, the owner, and other people involved in the Blank group. It'd be nice to not have this redacted. Group of the National Ashley Madison Sex Trafficking Network. The Blank family coordinated groups from all over the county to converge in New York City over the last 2 years. Tough to read. I also Blank and her paramour Blank enter the same apartment when Blank, aka Blank, was in the can't even read it. There are hundreds of apartments involved. The original transmitter apartment is in this building is in apartment 8A. It is ostensibly owned by a man named R something. father acquired the apartment when his son was a teenager. After his son's participation in the underage prostitution organization, the company that owned the apartment blank had prostitutes and their relatives signed for apartment under the auspices of acting as a corporate representative. Sick stuff. These apartments were often accumulated and transacted with by recipients. Over time, they accumulated a huge amount of real estate and cash. Some of the proceeds are offshore. See the Panama Papers. There's a huge amount of real estate that is allegedly owned by this company that is in the hands of other people and companies. Apartment 7A has been owned by blank since he was 17 years old. The penthouse apartments are both involved. There are transmitter people in almost every apartment in the building. Also, on the fourth floor, there is a computer containing an immense child pornography library. It is the same material that Jeffrey Epstein kept and used as compromat. I assume that is blackmail stuff. Many of the wealthy and well-known people that were personal associates of Epstein are still involved in the organization. Shocker. Many of the most problematic are wealthy, aristocratic art patrons with eponymous museums. And then we got Deutsche Bank there at the end. So this is I don't know, maybe something to look into.